The people that think you should take vitamin C think you should take like a good amount of it. Like take that shit all the time. But Doug Stanhope, you just take cigarettes and you're fine.
This week I've been bad, but I had quit a lot.
You quit a lot? You held it back? Yeah. Have you ever tried the electronic route?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah?
Yeah, Red Band said he was coughing up blood.
They're a lot better now. Like the newer ones are.
No, they're terrible because I quit a month ago and I made it 2 weeks and I tried like 4 different brands and I was sucking on them constantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was off the cigs for a couple of weeks, but my lungs were killing me at one point. And then it comes a point where you're like, well, fuck, give me a cigarette because you're just getting like blasts and blasts of nicotine, like more nicotine than you would get from just having a cigarette.
Yeah. I did great when I was at home alone. I had like 6 weeks off, and I mean, there's full weeks I didn't smoke. And then sometimes someone would show up at my house that smokes, and I'd steal a cigarette, so I'd smoke a couple. And then 6 weeks of 95% quit smoking, went on the road, and I'm like, all right, now I'm just going to bum them from the fucking opening acts.
Yeah.
Whoever I find outside smoking, I send Bingo out to go get me a couple cigarettes before the show. And this week, it's just after the fucking first night of party we were talking about. I'm buying packs. Fuck it.
Well, once you say fuck it, and that's the problem with being a comic, is you're inclined to say fuck it more often than not because it seems like the comic choice. You know, and you're in that situation, you're like, come on, what's the fuck?
Show must go on.
I think there's a point that I made it. I quit a month ago and I made it 2 weeks and I wasn't working.
Right.
And it was once I went back and I did shows in Atlanta and I was bumming them off the staff, and then I was in Minneapolis the next weekend after that and like snuck a pack and then just said fuck it. I mean, I think like when you because I was doing shows and that's my rhythm and having a cig and getting.
Do you have
ready.
a cigarette on stage while you're doing shows?
No, I don't want to influence the kids. But like before and after.
Yeah.
Well, that was a thing where at the Comedy Store it was a big deal because guys would smoke on stage and the audience members couldn't smoke because there was a provision of the law.
Right. It's a part of the show.
Yeah, as a part of the performance, you're allowed to smoke. But I think they dropped that. I don't think they allowed you to do
a
that
lot of
anymore.
places. I remember because I did that immediately. I was doing that when they passed it in California. Once I found out about that law, and I was doing it in Minneapolis, and then a bar started doing that as a night where smokers could be on stage, and so the place is just all smoking, but you had to be
everyone's
on the
part of the performance.
So they
could
pushed
smoke,
it
right?
so far into their face that they changed the law, and I think most places have changed the law.
Yeah, that sucks. They fucked it up.
Remember when we started, the clubs where everyone smoked in the 80s. And
honestly,
rooms were,
I didn't mind back then.
I loved it. And the smoke would dance in the spotlight.
Yeah.
You're on stage. It was sexy. It was like a film noir movie.
There is something about it, man, and pool halls as well. I don't like it. I don't like cigarettes. I think they're disgusting, and it scares me when I see my friends smoke because I know you're going to die ugly. I know you're going to die ugly, and I love you.
Yeah.
I tell this guy all the time, I love him, but he smokes. And when I see him smoke, I get scared. I get scared that you're locked up in a wrestling match with a dragon. It's a dark demon that's going to slowly rot you out from the insides, and it tricks you into doing it. It sucks you into its web with habit and novelty and the idea that it's beautiful to fucking smoke and suck it in.
It feels good.
I know. That's one thing. And then the other thing is it becomes a part of your body. It becomes a part of you. You need it. It becomes your system. Your body gets integrated into accepting this.
I feel like I got my equipment when I don't know, something about having a pack of cigarettes and a lighter on me. You know,
Well, listen, I'm not judging. You know, I have friends that smoke.
feel
I'm
like
just
you're all
telling
set.
You my
you're all
feelings.
set. You're secure. You know, I got what I need.
Retirement? Fuck that. I got a carton.
And I'm a hypocrite because I like smoking weed. And I don't think smoking weed is bad for you. It's certainly not bad for you in the same way. Not
Now, once
way.
the cigarette companies get a hold of it.
But either way, I don't think it's the best thing for you. Is it the best thing in the world for you to smoke a plant? You know, it's
But
like
I thought you went straight to vaporizer and edibles.
I do those too. Yeah, I like edibles the most.
I just watched you smoke, so
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
No, I do that too. I mean,
me.
just but I'm hypocritical in that sense because like smoking's not good. It's not good to smoke something. You know, anything like Diaz like stopped smoking. He only eats it and uses a vaporizer because he said his lungs started feeling way better once he did that. But
I believe it. And the edibles, as someone who doesn't live in California, the edibles here are ridiculous. You got every candy, Jolly Rancher candy weed, York peppermint patties, anything you can think of, they've duplicated exactly like candy or
there's a little bit of an
popsicles.
issue. There is a little bit of an issue with it. It's beautiful that it exists, and I'm a complete libertarian in the idea that you should be able to you almost lit your filter.
Yeah, but this place is the weed culture in California is so more evolved than Amsterdam.
Yeah, well, they're so powerful that it's really like an intense psychedelic. If you eat one of these pot brownies or these Chiba Chews, they have these Chiba Chews that are like 7. How many? What's the milligrams?
Take 1/4 if you don't want to die as
Yeah,
fast.
I mean, they're insane. If you take the whole, it's one candy, and if you take that one candy, you will re-experience your entire life from the moment you were an egg and the cum washed over you and turned you into 2 eggs, and your cells started dividing.
That's the ride I'm looking for.
Could you take one of these candies? Could you say one of these candies? Say you already have a pre-existing condition, a mental illness, and say you're at a rock star's house trying to get a podcast, and you're doing incredible amounts of blow, and you go home with a little bit of that blow, and then you do the rest of that blow while your boyfriend's sleeping, preparing for the Bill Burr podcast, and you also eat an edible. While you have a pre-existing condition, could you spiral into such a catatonic state that the landlord from the Airbnb that you're staying in comes in to talk to you and you won't respond to him, so your boyfriend and your tour manager have to put you in bed where you piss the bed in your first Airbnb, and then it takes you 24 hours to come out of said catatonic state?
If I had to guess, I could say that could happen.
Hypothetically?
Did Marilyn Manson give you a gift bag when you left and
That could
cocaine and
happen.
edibles in it?
It wasn't
That
me.
could totally
Wasn't me.
A skin moisturizer?
Wasn't me.
You got to be careful with that shit.
I had to check her text messages, and it said, "Well, hey, we'll be there on time. I just ate Stanhope sleeping, and I just ate a pot candy." And then I see an empty baggie, and I'm like, "You did all that, and now
They can get you. They can get you and take you on a ride that you're just not. You're not going to be capable of going out, just doing things, going to the airport, getting your clothes on. You're not going to be capable.
No.
And that's just you could buy it at any store. Go buy one of these cupcakes, buy one of these rocket cookies. Take this cookie and go right to the center of the fucking universe. I mean, they're intense psychedelics. We've talked about it before, but the chemical processes when you eat.
Wait, is this ground already worked over on the Joe Rogan Experience?
Hot cookies? Yeah, we've talked about it a few times.
No, but like,
I know it sounds crazy. It seems so novel.
I was at the clubs in LA.
People at home are going go back to Ting.
Tang. What about Tang again? If you eat that shit, it'll hurt you. It'll hurt you. You got to be real careful.
I've seen comedians all over LA with those little pen
Those
vaporizer
are fun.
things.
That's different. That's not eating it. When you're eating it,
Right?
you're getting
I know, but it's just amazing all the different varieties.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I always assumed those were e-cigarettes that everyone has.
There's a lot of
those
that
are
too.
little weed vaporizers.
There's both.
and they
There's
hit
both.
like a motherfucker.
They do hit like a motherfucker, but there's both. That's why they
That's the
exist.
product I want to endorse. That should be their slogan. Hits
What?
like a motherfucker.
I don't think that's a good move. If I read "hits like a motherfucker," I'd be like, "Who is the guy that's making this?" That's all you could come up with.
But in podcasting, you could probably get copy like that,
Oh,
where
yeah.
you have
It
to
would
read
need
that.
to be
This
hits like a
kicked me in
motherfucker.
the balls like a motherfucker. You should buy this.
This will take you on a ride to the center of the universe, my man. And my man would be highlighted. You know, feel free to use your own colloquialism.
It's funny.